pleased to be joined now by a guy who has a wealth of knowledge when it comes to the sport of basketball, Lakeland College women's basketball head coach, Chris King. Chris, thanks for taking this time and joining me.
Hey, thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
Now, Chris, exciting time when it comes to the world of basketball. Obviously, the NBA Finals is going on right now. It kicked off game one Tuesday night. And Chris, the Phoenix Suns were able to come out on top. When you talk about the Phoenix Suns, not just in this current series, but throughout the playoffs in general, talking about their success, I think you have to look straight at Chris Paul and at Devin Booker. I mean, Chris, how good have these two players been throughout the playoffs?
Yeah, they've been phenomenal. And to think that Chris Paul was kind of on the outs of the league a couple of years ago where no one seemed to want him. His contract was so big. And now he's back to the point guard. He's been unbelievable in these playoffs. And Booker himself, as a young upcoming player, I think having a leader like that has really pushed the envelope for the whole franchise.
Now, in game one, Paul was able to drop 32 points and 9 assists, while Devin Booker, not quite as good, but still a fantastic game, 27 points and 6 assists. Now, Chris, talking when it comes to playoffs, depth is obviously a huge thing when it comes to teams. How well your bench can do could make or break a series for you. Now, obviously for the Milwaukee Bucks, Giannis Antetokounmpo, not quite 100%. So they're definitely going to have to rely on their bench moving forward. Just how important is this depth moving forward for either team?
Yeah, I think Milwaukee's in a tough spot with Giannis being hurt. I think it's going to really affect how they rotate their players. And obviously he does so much for them on the offensive and defensive side. So Milwaukee's going to have to shoot the ball extremely well to have a shot to win. Phoenix, if they stay healthy, they have the guard play and they have the inside game with Ayton. I really see it being a tough series for the Bucks to actually overcome this. And with the injury, it just makes it that much tougher.
And one thing that just to add on to your point there, Chris, that Phoenix is doing really good. You brought up DeAndre Ayton there. I mean, they're doing a fantastic job of getting that pick and roll going and really trying to find some mismatches when it comes to the Bucks on defense. Now, the Bucks are a great defensive team. Obviously, Drew Holiday, one of the phenomenal defensive players in the league. But what I noticed, Chris, especially in that game one, was they were switching a lot off of pick and rolls there rather than trying to fight through it and stick with their man. Just what are your thoughts on that defensive scheme there?
Yeah, I think, everyone loves to switch. It's easy and it makes teams uncomfortable. But when you have a point guard like Chris Paul and he can back that up and now he's got a speed advantage, it just puts your whole defensive scheme. You're basically playing trailer the whole time. So I think they're going to have to figure out a way to get the ball out of Paul's hands early and maybe over to Booker and hopefully that he makes bad decisions. But I don't think Milwaukee's going to stay with that strategy for the entire series. I think it's a product of maybe them having a few injuries right now and trying to figure out the Phoenix Suns.
And now, Chris, I guess final question, wrapping things up here. Definitely the biggest question of all. Who do you like moving forward and winning this series and winning the NBA championship? And then a little reasoning why.
Yeah, I think Phoenix Suns in 5 or 6. I just think they're the better team at this point. They're playing really great basketball. I hope to see Chris Paul win. It'd be great for the NBA. It's a great story. But to see the Bucks there, they're finally getting over the hump. I would be happy either way. But the nod for me is Phoenix.
Yeah, Chris, I think I got to go with you on that one. Just looking at their depth, they were able to pull out a win with one of their starters, Jay Crowder, only dropping 1 point in that game. So that just shows you, the depth that the Phoenix Suns do have. And like you said, it would be fantastic to see Chris Paul pull one out here. Chris King, thank you very much for taking this time and joining me.
Hey, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.